There are three kinds of interview questions, and I've seen too many candidates failing interviews because of this last one. In a recent video, one of you asked me, John, for this behavioral question, shouldn't we be using STAR? It wasn't a behavioral question. I've been helping Chinese professionals to land offers in the Western job market since 2018, and this is one of the most common, one of the most simple and most costly mistakes that I keep seeing. Not just from candidates, but from other coaches and even career experts as well. Everyone's mixing up these questions. So I decided I've got to make a video to explain it once and for all. There are three types of interview questions, and they each need a completely different kind of answer. First, the behavioral question. How can you identify these? Well, BQs are entirely focused on your past, and they start with, tell me about a time when, or give me an example of. This is the only time that you should be telling a story. So this is where you use a framework like STAR, CAR, PAR, or if you actually want to stand out and impress, then use my Healer framework, which turns boring reports into memorable stories. The second type is the situational question. And unlike BQs, these are future focused and hypothetical. They usually start with how would you or what would you do if. So the interviewer is not asking for a story here. They want a more direct answer to prove your knowledge and skills. Imagine your interviewer asks you, how do you prioritize work? And then you treat it like a BQ. And you say, yeah, let me tell you about this huge project I worked on. This was the situation, my task, my actions, and my results. Your interviewer is going to lose their patience and interrupt you, or they're just going to zone out and think you're a bad communicator because they didn't ask for a long story. So when I coach situational questions, I have a simple formula that you can use. Most people do X, I do Y because Z. And this shows that you're different from all the other candidates, that you have so much experience that you've even summarized an approach. For example, most people prioritize by asking their boss, but my approach is to compare the urgency and importance of my tasks to form a hypothesis. I do this because I believe in doing the mental work up front to make decision-making easier for my leaders. To prove your experience, you can always add a short mini story here, but it has to be concise, like 2 sentences max. Third are the common questions. These are the questions that you hear all the time, like tell me about yourself, why do you want to work here? And for these, you need to carefully script answers that are tailored to the role and the company. But again, no stories here. So now you can see the problem. Many Chinese candidates confuse situational or common questions with behavioral questions. And this mistake doesn't just confuse the interviewer. It signals that you don't understand how interviews work in the West. You thought that you were giving a great answer. They thought you didn't get it. And now you know why.